It's a perfectly square box, and this package was sent by a DIY expert from China. Let's open it up and take a look. Looking at this device, my first impression is that it looks like a biscuit again. This is a DIY handheld console made by modifying a TCL 508. This handheld console is actually pretty impressive. As for the screen, it's a full-depth display. There's been no cutting or splitting done to it. The screen is a single, complete piece, and its indentation isn't very pronounced either. As you can see, the dip is quite shallow, almost level with the screen. Both the front and back have been laser engraved. I chose the Dragon Ball theme for it. If we open the back cover, you can see the battery here. Underneath the battery, there's room for expansion, which we'll take a look at in a moment. It's secured with a magnetic lock, so generally it won't fall off. On the front, it has standard buttons, and the D-pad is designed just like the one on the Nintendo Switch. It's a separated style D-pad. Then, on the left and right sides, there are two shoulder buttons, both labeled S. Above them, there's a function key and an ESC key. On the side, there's a power button, which is used to turn on the controller. On this side, there's also a lanyard slot. The shoulder buttons are also quite interesting. They're embedded, kind of like they've made a hole above the R1 and L1 buttons and inserted an R2 and L2, so it forms two little ears. On the top, this is the power button, and these two up here are the volume buttons. After sliding it open, the device I got had already been set up, with Tianma and some other software installed. Currently, all the system software can be automatically deleted. What remains now are some apps that the system must come with, these right here. There are a few in here that I can't delete, as well as some that I still need. Along with a browser and a folder that I still need, aside from these few, all the other software was installed by me later. The system also allows for a thorough removal of all these apps if needed. Today, let's look at the front end. I haven't done much customization yet, so when you enter, it switches to landscape mode. Since few games are installed, navigating them is still pretty fast. So, let's mute the sound first. After muting, let's see how the joystick works. It operates like this. Let's just enter a game at random. Alright, we're in. After entering, you can see that the screen has a really good screen-to-body ratio. It's almost like playing on a Nintendo Switch. Well, for NDS, it's a standard screen size. This is really nice. Personally, I feel that even though this screen is a bit washed out, playing NDS games on it still feels pretty much the same as it did back in the day. In fact, the screen is actually a bit better than the original NDS in terms of display quality. And the buttons are also really good. Their elasticity is excellent. Listen to this. These are all made with conductive rubber, and this one here should be a micro switch. And over here, it's also conductive rubber. The tactile feel is great. And as for the joystick, it can be pressed down. Now that we've checked out the game, let's exit it. To exit, you should be able to just swipe and it'll close, but I can't swipe right now, so let's just select this exit option instead. After exiting like this, let's swipe down again to cancel this. Now, looking at the native screen, it really is washed out. The whiteness is quite noticeable. Take a look at the camera. The camera works normally as well. Let's go back, and finally, let's power it off first. Earlier I mentioned this. Opening the back cover here has some unique features. Let's take a look. After removing the back cover, we'll take out the battery as well. Once the battery is removed, you can see that it not only supports TF card expansion, but also dual SIM dual standby, For example, with this device, in principle, it can also be used as a backup phone, which makes it convenient for us to expand its uses. If you insert a TF card and a SIM card, you can also enjoy a wireless gaming experience. Personally, I think this DIY product is really cost-effective. A device with a metal shell, a decent chip, and a pretty good gaming experience to boot. Its overall price is also just a few hundred yuan, which is really quite good. And as for its laser engraved themes, it doesn't just have Dragon Ball. There are also some other dragon-themed laser engravings. Well, the Dragon Ball one is the theme I personally like, so that's why I chose Dragon Ball.